For most of my life I've been a console gamer. I've owned every major Nintendo console since the Super Nintendo, plus a mixture of PlayStation and Xbox consoles along the way. But my first major steps into gaming were on a computer. My dad would bring home a monochrome laptop for his work, and 6-year-old me would get his ass handed to him playing battle chess. When we got our own PC, I had a blast playing through Wolfenstein, Commander Keen and Doom, and for one fun level, killing Commander Keen and Doom. Then Dark Forces came along and changed the way I saw first-person shooters. For starters, it was Star Wars. Secondly, you could jump. I don't think I finished this game when I first got it, so I'm looking forward to going back and completing it on Episode 3 of Star Wars Playtime. I'm going to be honest here, I love first-person shooters, but I suck at them. I love running and gunning my way through stages, but my aim is horrible. I generally play on easy, or if I'm feeling particularly badass, normal. And if you want to learn some creative ways to curse out your opponent, watch me play multiplayer. Dark Forces is from a different era though, and I'm going to be interested to see what it's like going back. Some of the things that we've gotten used to in first-person shooters weren't even a twinkle in their inventor's eye when this game came out. I still have my original copy of Dark Forces on the PC. While PC advances have made it obsolete on modern PCs, DOSBox is an excellent DOS emulator, allowing you to run old PC games on current gen PCs. Dark Forces has you playing as ex-Imperial turned mercenary Kyle Katarn, who has been hired by the Rebellion to help with various missions. The first mission you play is to steal the Death Star plans from a secret Imperial base on the planet Danuta. As a result of your actions, the plans are transferred to Princess Leia in Tantive 4, and shortly after, the Death Star is destroyed. In retaliation for this, the Empire starts many projects to wipe out this pitiful resistance. General Ron Mock presents his Dark Troopers to Darth Vader by destroying a rebel base. Vader, who is most impressed, orders full production of the Dark Troopers. Meanwhile, Katarn and his rebel contact, Jan Ors, plan and carry out missions investigating this new threat, with help from Imperial spy and future rebel general, Crix Madine. It starts off simple enough. Investigate how a rebel base was completely wiped out. You learn of a secret research base and where the materials for the Dark Troopers are being mined, so of course both of these have to be taken out. You also take a trip to an icy robotics facility, which just so happens to explode after your visit. Coincidence? I think not! Not all is smooth sailing though. Crix Madine is captured by the Empire and you mount a rescue mission, and then he fully defects to the Rebellion, providing key information on where you can find the next clue to the Dark Troopers' location. After escaping from Jabba the Hutt's clutches and rescuing Jan, it's off to Coruscant to find a secret refueling station before sneaking onto the Star Destroyer Executor. Executor? Executor? I have no idea. Whatever it's called, it's on a supply run to the Ark Hammer, the mobile factory that produces Dark Troopers. Guess what happens there? The way Dark Forces is built is a thing of beauty to me. I remember the demo being the first mission in the full game, stealing the Death Star plans, and for me it still holds up today. It brings you into the Star Wars universe with something connected to the movies and adds to it. Learning about the Dark Troopers slowly as Katarn does, each level builds on what came before. I'm a big story person, especially when it comes to Star Wars, and seeing Crix Madine make another appearance was a big yes from me. Being captured by Jabba the Hutt was a name drop that fits well, especially after you attack a smuggler port, and being stripped of your weapons made you think a lot more strategically. I feel like they tried to cram in Boba Fett though. He makes an appearance in a cutscene very early on, and then you don't see him again until like the 5th last level as a boss, when a couple of Dark Troopers could easily have been used instead. The mechanics on the game were innovative for its time. Doom was the game to beat back then, and Dark Forces did an amazing job of competing. Being able to jump and crouch, along with having non-weapon items such as a headlight and ice breeze, made life a lot easier getting around levels, and added more variety as well. This game was also one of the first that allowed you to look up and down. That said, it's definitely a product of its time. Being able to look up and down were amazing features back then, but first-person shooters have been using the mouse to do that for many years now. When I first replayed Dark Forces, I immediately grabbed hold of the mouse, and while I could look left and right, moving the mouse forward and back moved Katarn forward and back. which was not a useful thing. I ended up playing solely on the keyboard, which made looking up and down as clunky as you couldn't remap the keys to a better place. There is a mod available that, among other things, lets you use the mouse, and it does greatly improve that aspect of the game. It enables secondary weapons fire via right click on the mouse and displays a crosshair and allows you to turn on always run. You can also use the mod to remap keys too, which is bloody awesome. You have a great variety of weapons too. Among the blasters and rockets, you also have proximity mines and thermal detonators, which make for interesting tactics when you're trying to lure a tough enemy into a trap.
It's a trap!
A minor complaint I have here is that this game's version of grenades, the thermal detonators, aren't linked to a single-use button like in modern-day first-person shooters. Instead, they are selected as you would any other weapon with the number keys. But this is also a product of the time and can be forgiven. I also got stuck on some of the puzzles because it's not something you normally see in shooting games. It often wasn't obvious what you needed to do, and I found myself getting stuck trying random things until it worked. Some of the platforming sections were quite hard as well. Every now and then I would get lost and double back to see if I'd missed anything, only to find that I was in the right area, but what I tried was slightly different to the way it should have been done, and I failed, so I went looking for a different way to do it. On the fourth mission, Imperial Weapons Research Facility, I was going the way I thought I should be going, and ended up stuck and couldn't find a way forward. I ended up backtracking, constantly referring to the in-game map, and eventually found the right way to go. Turns out, I'd found my way to the exit of the facility. Something like a high wall that you have to jump down from to exit the level would have prevented that from happening. It wasn't the only time it happened in my replay as well. I started playing with the map overlay always on so I could see if I was missing any doors or gaps. Difficulty wise, I played through on easy, because remember I suck at first person shooters. The last few levels got incredibly hard though. Dark Troopers are formidable enough on their own, but you get a couple of them together and you're going to have a bad time. But that makes it challenging, and I found myself thinking tactically and trying different weapons to see if they were any better. And the sounds and music in this game are next level for 1995. The iMuse engine does an amazing job of transporting me to a galaxy far, far away. Dark Forces is a product of its time. When it was released, it was called a Doom clone, unfairly so I think. The new mechanics it introduced moved first-person shooters along, and while they may be clunky by today's standards, they were innovative back then. Did get a bit lost in the level design though. You get rewarded for exploring with ammo and shield refills, but it also means there's a lot of map for you to get lost in. On the whole, I really love playing through Dark Forces again. The combat is fun and the mechanics varied, so I had a lot to think about as I went through, and generally enjoyed working out how to get past areas. When all's said and done, I give Dark Forces my rating of 1 more pass.
So this is the hack. This is where it changes different things. So you can turn off no CD, keep jumping while jumping's down, secondary mouse fire on your mouse, which is good because before it was hold down mouse to strafe, and that was annoying. So disabling auto hair, display weapons, and then increase the sensitivity, which could probably do with being increased even more. And then you can, invert your look or leave it standard. So, and this is where you can map your buttons. So I've gone WASD for forward, back, strafe left, strafe right, jump. Crouch is still the same. Yeah, all that good stuff. And you can use a joystick if you want, but I'm cool with using a keyboard. But yeah, so this is it. And so this is the patch, the information for the hack, which is pretty cool, about Dehacker. So I'll post this link somewhere. So it's a really cool hack. So please use it if you want. If you're still playing Dark Forces, it makes it a lot better. All right, let's give this a go with this mod. So we've got still a little bit sluggish compared to normal modern day shooters, but So we got strafe is I've remapped to the WASD keys. Jump is still spacebar. Alright, well that's... So I still have to use... Oh no, because I don't have... See, look at that long range shooting there. That's a thing of beauty. That's so cool. Okay. Oh, where are you? Nice. See, man, how good is this music?
This is too easy. Now to get to my ship.
I'm extremely authorized. Can't you tell? There we go, and here comes my ship. Not looking jaggy at all. But that's cool. No, I like using this. This mod is a really good mod. I'm liking it. Really cool.